Good afternoon, teacher and college. In this opportunity, the group formed by Diana, Jamile, Carla, Rosemary, and myself will be pleased to present this poster entitled Health System, which can be defined as an organized social response to the health problems of a population. In this case, the Peruvian health systems, which is divided into two sectors, public and private, which operate under a governing body called the Ministry of Health, MINSA, and a regulatory body called the National Superintendence of Health, ensuring timely and quality care for the Peruvian population. Furthermore, the system has a legal framework that mentions the following laws: General Health Law Number 26A42, the Universal Health Insurance Law Number 29344, and the Law Number 27657, Law of the Ministry of Health. Thank you.
Well, I will tell you about the second part of the poster that deals with the distribution of health expenditures. In the case of Peru, it's allocated around the 3.5% of its GDP for health spending, when the World Health Organization recommends greater than or equal to 6% of a country's GDP. With this, and according to the WHO reports, Peru in Latin America is the one of the countries that allocated the least budget to the health sector in 2018 with 2.4%. Well, now let's talk about the sectors that spend the most in the health sector in Peru. In the first place, there is the state, which spends an average of 51%. However, let us remember that the state finances these expenses with the taxes, donation, and others. The second place is occupied by households with 25%, that is out of pocket spending on insurances, payments, co-payments, and others. The companies have an expenditure in the health sector of 16%, and finally NGOs and others approximately 4%. Let us remember that out-of-pocket spending is a problem in Peru, since it leads families to impoverishment, and therefore is important to the government to work on this.
If we talk about the health system, it's necessary to talk about the following points. The first point is about the gross domestic product, GDP. It's known that the gross domestic product is 706,000 million soles. The second point is about the economic classification of the population. As you can see, they are classified in 5 groups: A, B, C, D, and E. Group A is the one that has the most, and Group E is the one that has the least, economically speaking. The first group is made up of 2%, the second group is 10%, the third and fourth group is 27%, and the last group is made up of 34%.
As you can see here, we will continue with the presentation of the next part on the dimension of the health system.
These parts show 3 dimensions. The first dimension is directory, in which the management model is analyzed, such as the regulation, the conduction of health service. The second is about the economy, in which the financing model is seen, that is, who are the main actors and who help finance in our country. And finally, the dimension of technicians, who healthcare works focus more on offering health service to the population.
But what is health? Health can be seen from different perspectives, for example, as public good. The state is responsible for ensuring access to health service for all. Private good. It focuses on the population with a high capacity to pay, excluding the lower socioeconomic levels. Health as a right. It is based on the Peruvian Constitution. Since health is considered a fundamental right, the state must guarantee it. Consumer good. The state must satisfy the needs of the population with the greatest need and allow the free market so that people with the capacity to pay can be attended in the private sector.